All right, we are now streaming live on YouTube. Today is February the 16th, 2026. Are you, in fact, Mr. David Blanchard? If you are, you can nod your head. Are you David Blanchard? Just yes or no. Okay. All right, the inmate has indicated by nodding his head that he is Mr. David Blanchard. He's charged in warrant number 2025 CW 58598, homicide by vehicle in the first degree, and 2025 CW 58599, hit and run. Representing the state is ADA Thomas. Representing the defendant is Attorney Chantel Cherry Lassiter. Your witness, ADA Thomas.
Officer, could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence you should give before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can put your hand down, state your name for the record.
I'm Detective Garcia, Clayton County Police Department.
And Detective Garcia, were you so employed on or about December the 28th, 2025?
Yes,
And this incident did occur in 2025, not 2026, correct?
correct.
Okay, because I do believe that's on at least one of the warrants, but that's incorrect?
No, it all happened in 2025.
2025, okay. And did you have occasion to investigate an incident that occurred at or around Riverdale Road at Garden Walk Boulevard?
Yes,
And does that investigation involve a David K. Blanchard?
correct.
Can you please explain to the court what brought you to investigate this that matter involving Mr. Blanchard?
So the uniform patrol responded to a pedestrian vehicle crash near on Riverdale Road and Garden Walk Boulevard. Once they arrived, they found that it was just a juvenile pedestrian that was crossing the street that was struck by a vehicle. The vehicle was not on scene. Once I was called in and arrived on scene, the juvenile was no longer on scene. He was transported to the hospital. Um, while speaking to witnesses, I was told that a witness had followed the vehicle, which was I later identified to be Mr. Blanchard's Chrysler 300. They followed him towards his address up in Cobb County, but they lost visual.
So let's follow him. Hold on a second. The witness followed the vehicle from Clayton County all the way up to Cobb County?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm not sure if I answered this, but just in an abundance of caution, this incident location, Riverdale Road at Garden Walk, is this within the confines of the city of Riverdale, Clayton County?
Correct.
Okay. Were they able to get a tag number?
Yes, they were able to take a picture of the tag and give a description of the vehicle.
Okay. Now, after providing that information, first of all, the person who was struck, the juvenile, what is that juvenile's condition?
The juvenile unfortunately passed away at the hospital.
Okay. And were they able to give you an idea of what it was that caused the juvenile to pass away?
At that same day, no, they weren't able to advise.
Okay. Now let's go back to the concerned witness who followed the defendant. You indicated that they were able to provide a tag number?
Yes, they took a picture of the tag and they were able to provide a description of the vehicle.
Was that photograph and description turned over to law enforcement?
Yes.
What happened next?
Once that multiple agencies were involved, Georgia State Patrol, Clayton County Sheriff's Office were out looking for the vehicle. They went to Mr. Blanchard's registered address, but the vehicle wasn't there or Mr. Blanchard. When I went home later that night, I received a call from the sheriff's office, the Clayton County Sheriff's Office deputies advising that Cobb County had located the vehicle at Mr. Blanchard's fiance's home.
Okay.
Responded to Cobb County. I met with Cobb County officers. They had already had detained Mr. Blanchard. When I interviewed Mr. Blanchard, he stated that he was coming from Riverdale from a friend from a cookout. And when I asked him if he had noticed if he had struck anything, he said he did. He thought it was a ball or something in the roadway. And when I asked him that why didn't he stop to check the damage of his vehicle or anything like that. He said, well, I just didn't.
Now, you mentioned something. You mentioned damage to vehicle. Was there in fact any damage to Mr. Blanchard's vehicle?
Yes, the front driver's side hood was damaged. There was pieces of bumper and grill parts on the roadway on Riverdale Road.
Was the damage consistent with Mr. Blanchard having struck something?
Yes,
Was the damage consistent with Mr. Blanchard's vehicle having been struck by a ball? I believe that's what he told you.
no, no. It was
What?
consistent with the pedestrian strike.
And when you say that, what exactly does that mean? What does that comprise or compose?
So when the pedestrian hits a vehicle, the damage is unique compared to hitting a fixed object.
Unique in what way?
Well, in this incident, the front hood was bent towards the inside of the hood. It's really hard to explain without a picture.
When you say bent, would that bending or that dent conform with the shape of a body?
Yes,
Okay.
this part of the hood rolled into it like if it was it bent into itself.
Would that be considered and I may use the wrong word, so please correct me. Something, is that a measure of speed or
No, and
strength of the hit, or does that not mean anything?
in this case, no.
Okay.
I was not able to obtain crush in this case.
Okay. Now you just mentioned something that was a technical term. What does that mean, crush?
Crush is it's a form that we use to measure the amount of energy that's used to damage the vehicle.
Okay. Now,
When it-
also, have you received any type of specialized training in this area?
yes.
What is the nature of your specialized training?
I have accident reconstruction level 1 through 5, motorcycle reconstruction, and pedestrian accident reconstruction.
And specifically the pedestrian accident reconstruction, is that for incidents like this one?
Yes.
Was there any video at the location?
Yes, there was.
And what type of video are we talking about?
The video is very dark, but you can see the vehicle driving on Riverdale Road with both headlights on. You see that the taillights give a faint break, and then you see the pedestrian roll into the street.
Can
As
you see the pedestrian trying to cross the street?
no,
Okay.
no, you can't see the pedestrian crossing the street. You can just see the pedestrian after. You only see the after impact pedestrian rolling into the street to final rest, but the gray vehicle is traveling northbound on Riverdale Road, hits the pedestrian, makes a right-hand turn towards Garden Walk Boulevard, makes a U-turn, and makes another right towards Riverdale Road to continue northbound.
Does the vehicle come back to the scene, or does it just keep going?
It continues to drive.
Does the vehicle ever stop to look?
No. Once
So
the vehicle got back onto Riverdale Road, that's when the witnesses began to follow it.
how many witnesses saw this?
It was 2.
Were they able to record anything? Other
No.
than, I know you mentioned the tag number, there was a picture taken of that.
No, the only thing that they were able to provide me was a picture of the tag.
Did they actually see the impact?
No.
What did they see?
They said that they saw that it was a body on the ground and noticed the gray vehicle turning back on northbound.
Where were they positioned?
They were traveling southbound on Riverdale Road, so they were driving the opposite way.
So they weren't just standing there watching the vehicles pass by. They were coming up on it as it struck the pedestrian.
Correct.
Were they able to stop and render aid to the pedestrian?
They were able to, but they followed the vehicle instead.
Okay. Do you recall the age of the victim?
Believe he was around 10 years old. I would have to double check.
No, that's fine. And about what time of day did all this happen?
This happened at night.
Was the area where the incident occurred, how lit was it?
There wasn't any street lights. It was only lights from like gas stations and the traffic lights and apartments nearby.
So it wasn't totally dark.
No.
Okay. Now you indicated there was video, and I don't recall if you said exactly where that video came from. You said it was dark and it was grainy. What type of video though? What is this?
It's from Fuchsia's,
What is that?
the DOT cameras.
And where is that video now?
It is going to be attached to my case file.
So you do have a copy.
Yes.
Is there any other video that captures this man's vehicle?
No.
that you know of? Okay. Well, you also mentioned earlier that the defendant did make a statement in this matter. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how was he advised of his rights?
Correct.
And was that video captured in any way?
Yes, it was captured on my body camera and Cobb County's in-car camera, and I believe their body cameras as well.
So this wasn't in an interview room or at a police station or anything?
No, ma'am.
And where is the video that was recorded?
My video should be uploaded to the cloud.
What about the Cobb County video?
I don't know. I haven't requested their video yet.
Do you even know if they did record it? If it was captured?
I made sure that the in-car camera was recorded.
Okay. You just don't have that yet?
Correct.
Okay. In 1 second, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Do you know if the child was ever in any condition to make a statement about what happened?
The one that was struck?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
And Your Honor, my counter only shows 2 counts. I just want to make sure that that's what the court shows.
Yes, that's what I show.
Okay. Also, you mentioned earlier the condition of the defendant's car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to respond yes or no, okay?
Yes.
Because this is recording.
Okay, yes.
Were photographs or anything taken of the car?
Yes. Once I transported the vehicle back to the county, county photographer responded and took pictures to even match the pieces that we found on Riverdale Road with the vehicle.
Did those pieces that were recovered match the vehicle?
Yes.
How were you able to match them?
We collected those pieces and we put them aligned to the vehicle.
Okay. Where's the vehicle now?
The Clayton County Sheriff's impound lot.
Was there any type of the victim struck the vehicle, were there any rips or tears or any residue, clothing, anything like that left on the vehicle? Do you know?
No, it would be hard to tell since he was traveling on the highway, could have fallen off.
Okay.
Like that. But my initial observed, I didn't see anything like that.
But you did see that body size dent.
Yes. It wasn't necessarily body size then, but the damage was consistent with the body strike, yes.
Okay. Now, I have not mentioned the name of the child because he is a juvenile, but is his name provided in your report and in the warrants?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that's all I have reserved right for redirect.
All right, Cross.
Thank you. I just have a couple follow-up questions. Good morning, Detective Garcia.
Good morning.
Um, you stated there was two witnesses at the scene, but they did not see the actual collision, or they came in after?
They came in after the collision. They said that they saw the body, and then they realized that it was the gray car, and they decided to follow the gray car.
Did they say how they realized it was a gray car? Was any other cars? I'm sorry, compound question. Did they say how they realized it was a gray car?
Not to my knowledge right now. I don't remember.
Did they say if there was any other cars on the highway at that time?
No, they didn't.
They said that they followed the vehicle and got his tag number. Is that correct?
Correct.
Do you know if they called for assistance while they were following the vehicle?
Yes, there is an audio 911 audio file that I have where they're
Okay.
giving they're telling us, well, they're telling 911 where he's turning, where he's going.
Okay. And they weren't the officers weren't able to respond when they got that 911 call. They weren't able to follow him.
Well, that's what Georgia State Patrol and the Clinton County Sheriff's Office were trying to do. They were trying to intercept him.
Do you know if the cameras that were at the intersection, I think you called them the Georgia DOT cameras, did they capture any other vehicles at that time?
At the time of collision,
Yes.
no.
It was only one, it was just his vehicle at the time of the collision?
Correct. It was just his vehicle.
Okay. And was this an intersection? Was it a stoplight? I know you said it was street lights. There was no street lights, but was it stoplights there?
Yes, there were traffic lights and there were crosswalks as well.
Was the traffic light red or green or yellow? Do you know what color the light was at the time?
At this time, I don't remember.
Would that be on the video?
Yes.
Was the minor actually in the crosswalk during at the time of the collision?
No.
Where was the minor at in relation to the crosswalk? Where was
He
he
was a
standing?
few hundred feet away from the crosswalk.
So kind of on the side of the road?
He was crossing from the westbound to the eastbound side, but he was about maybe 200 feet from the crosswalk.
Do you know what kind of clothing the minor had on during this incident?
I would have to look at my report again. I don't know off the top of my head.
Do you know if it was, you said it was at night, do you know if it was dark clothing or light clothing at
I
all?
believe it was dark clothing, but I'm not 100% sure right now.
Okay. Couple more. Is your body cam going to be the only body cam that's available for the interview with Mr. Blanchard? I know
No.
you said it's a car camera, but was anybody else with you during the interview?
Yes, the Cobb County officers that had detained him were with me at the time. I made sure that their in-car camera was recording at the time as well.
Do you know if anyone has had a body camera on other than you?
I believe they do. I just can't confirm that.
Okay. Do you have the names of any of the officers in Cobb County by chance?
Not right now. It's all going to be
Okay.
on the report as well.
Okay.
They also provided their case number for assisting me.
Okay. And with the back to the question about the video, you said it was a dark video, but you could see the faint brake lights. Could you see the tag at all in the video from DOT?
So the angle of the vehicle is pointing southbound. So as he's traveling northbound, I'm only seeing his headlights. And when I say it's dark, I can't see the color of the vehicle. I can see the headlights. Once he crosses through the intersection, I can see that it's a gray colored vehicle. But at the time of collision, you can't see those exact details. The only thing that you can see is the lights.
Okay. And I know you said that you are certified in accident and pedestrian reconstruction. The damage to the vehicle, is your belief that the only way that damage would have happened is from a pedestrian encounter?
The damage from as of right now is consistent with pedestrian damage, correct?
Okay, but it is consistent with it, but is there any other, I'm
Not
just
from
trying to figure out, is there any other way that that could have happened? Is that, based on
no,
your expertise, it had
no.
to have been a,
It was a pedestrian strike.
okay, and then again, regarding the witnesses, the two witnesses that were, that saw, well, they didn't see the accident, but they saw the after effects, they're listing your report as well?
Yes.
Okay. Did they do any toxicology on Mr. Blanchard once they located him?
No. I didn't have any probable cause to do any field sobriety or any intox or anything like that.
Okay.
He did admit that he did have a beer while he was at the cookout. But again, this was hours after the fact of the crash when I made contact with him. So I didn't have enough to establish standardized field sobriety or anything like that.
Okay. And you said that there was nothing on the vehicle from the minor in this case. There were no clothing or any kind of DNA on the vehicle when y'all located the vehicle.
Correct.
And regarding the speed, you mentioned that you didn't do I think you said crush, far as your reconstruction. We don't know what the speed was.
Right, we don't know the speed. Because of the video, it's hard for me to do even time and distance for it as well. I would need an exact markers to be able to do that. And there was no roadway evidence to say like skid marks if you did hard brake or anything like that. So in this case, I won't be able to get speed as of right now.
Okay. So is this still an ongoing investigation? Because we're trying to see about the speed. We're trying to see if the light was green. We don't know about are y'all still investigating this case?
Yes, I'm still finishing up. Like I said, I'm just trying to go through everything. So the next thing would be to get the airbag control module, to see if there's any recordings.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Detective. I don't have any further questions.
All right, any redirect?
Yeah, Sean, very briefly. Detective, I believe you were asked about the DOT cameras, and you indicated that it was somewhat dark. But let me ask you something. What you can see, is it consistent with the witness's description of what they saw?
Yes, once he passes into the lighted part, you can see that it was a gray vehicle.
Okay. And did they ever see him stop at any point in time?
No, they said once they were following him, they tried to follow him, and the only reason they stopped is because he ran through several red lights, and they didn't want to get pulled over for doing the same.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I have.
All righty, closing arguments, ADA Thomas.
I'll reserve, Your Honor.
All right, counsel.
Your Honor, at this time, we just contend that there were no actual witnesses that witnessed the accident. It was a dark evening, and they witnessed someone driving through the intersection after the actual collision. We just moved at this point. It's not enough. I know they're still doing an investigation, but it's not enough evidence to move forward regarding the hit and run because they were not. No one was on scene to witness this, and even the cameras did not witness the actual accident.
All righty. ADA Thomas.
Your Honor, the witnesses saw what happened immediately thereafter. They saw the victim. They were able to follow this gentleman. At this point in time, because it is probable cause, Your Honor, the bulk of it could be considered to be circumstantial. Your Honor, okay, there he is. I'm sorry, the camera was going out in the courtroom. But what we do have here are cameras that capture basically the aftermath of the impact, during and after the impact. We have witnesses who drove by immediately, were approaching the incident as it was occurring. Based on the angle, no, they didn't have the same point of view that you would if you're just standing there on the side of the road watching him literally hit the child, but they saw it coming from their angle. You actually have the statement of Mr. Blanchard himself, who indicated that he thought a ball hit his car. However, the damage is consistent with what, from based on the officer's testimony, based on his training and experience, specifically investigating these type of incidents, that was consistent with actually a body having struck his vehicle. I do believe that we have more than sufficient evidence on both counts of the homicide by vehicle, where the victim in this case did in fact pass away, and the hit and run, where this defendant did not stop to go back and render aid to the person that he struck. State would ask the case in its entirety be transferred to the Superior Court.
All right, so based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there is sufficient probable cause to bind both of the charges over to the Superior Court, Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Your Honor.
Detective. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks, counsel. You're free to go if you have nothing further.
Thank you, Your Honor.